Pyramid Head is now in Dead by Daylight and I've been playing him non-stop, so I decided to draw him. I was feeling very lazy when I started this drawing. I just finished the Tony Hawk animation, which took a lot of drive out of me. I got really tired of drawing clean line art. I just wanted to get to painting Pyramid Head right away. So I just used a very rough sketch as a base, colored it in, and then painted straight over it. A very streamlined process to get straight into work, but you do pay for it because you have to paint all the details instead of just planning it out first with a simple line art. But then again, I was feeling very lazy and I just wanted to get straight into polishing it. Though because of that, I did make a few mistakes. Like the pyramid, it has 4 faces right now, but it should have 5. As the pyramid does bend and contour around his shoulders. If I spent more time sketching out and doing research, I would have had that already planned in the sketch. But that is a very simple mistake that I fixed quite easily. Cause it's on the computer, I could just select the area and then move it around however I want. But there is another, smaller, quite unnoticeable mistake. Well, I don't really know if it's a mistake, it's something that could have made the painting better. Do you know what it is? I bet you don't, because you're not a dumb idiot like me that focuses on dumb stuff. The problem is Pyramid Head's posture. Pyramid Head should be hunched over, because he has a giant fucking metal pyramid on his head weighing down his body. Not to mention he's carrying around this big fucking giant knife that he just drags around. It's not easy to stand up straight when you have both those things going on. His torso should be twisted and bent backwards because of the big burdens he's carrying. Those were ideas I probably would have thought of when planning out the sketch, but I was just too impatient. And because of that, this is the disaster that took place. If only I wasn't so headstrong, I would have saved myself from this horrid abomination. Well, anyway, I'm happy to be reminded that Silent Hill exists. Its addition to Dead by Daylight is making me want to go back and appreciate the strong art direction of the series. Though I do have a small problem with how Pyramid Head looks like in Dead by Daylight. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the way he looks, especially since it's the Silent Hill 2 version, the only version that matters. But in Silent Hill 2, it's not that big. It's the same size as James, which I think adds more to his character. You see, seeing an average-sized person lugging around a giant metal knife with a giant metal pyramid encasing its head is just weird. It's a weird-looking thing. Seeing this average-sized person lugging around a giant knife with a giant metal pyramid encasing his head is just uneasing. Why is it carrying around such a massive weapon it could barely swing? Did it put on the pyramid or did someone else? It's clearly a massive hindrance. It could barely stand up straight, but it's still just coming after me. Ignore my drawing where he's standing up straight. But Pyramid Head being this massive hulking figure kinda takes away from all that. Why is it carrying around a giant knife? Because it's a big strong monster guy. Why does it have a metal thing on its head? Because it's a big strong monster guy. You get what I'm saying. It makes him look more like a generic horror villain as opposed to this iconic figure. But I don't know. Might just be me thinking that. Pyramid Head being a giant beefcake kinda takes away from its design a bit. Though, who am I to deny someone their cake? People like the double wide surprise that is Dead by Daylight's Pyramid Head. And I'm just happy to be reminded of the existence of Silent Hill. Though it is a dead series, I can now go back and play the games made by Team Silent now that I have a PC. Also, speaking of playing games, I'm thinking about streaming Dead by Daylight on Twitch, so, if you'd be interested in that, I'll link my account in the description, so you could, give that a follow, and you get notified whenever I decide to stream in general. Also, maybe I could stream Silent Hill, too. Not like 2, but, also stream Silent Hill, not the game Silent Hill 2, though I could do that, too. Anyway, the drawing's done, and it came out alright, I suppose. I should be more positive and actually talk about parts of the drawing I like, as opposed to saying it's all whatever. Usually, my favorite parts of a drawing are very small and unnoticeable compared to the entire image, but there are 2 very small aspects to this drawing that I really like. The handle of the great knife, and where the belts are on his coat thingy. Those 2 concentrated parts with condensed details just really poke out of quality to me in this final image, I suppose. Okay, that's enough about me being positive. Bye.